Why do professionals have so many, a week's worth, of bad ideas? Wouldn't pros start out with good ideas and then make them better? This is actually a great question, Paul. So it's the same reason why your favorite band has some amazing songs and some terrible songs. And it's the same reason why Hall of Fame baseball players only get on base 1 out of every 3 at-bats. 1 out of 3, and you're going to the Hall of Fame. And it's because this shit is hard, Paul. It's hard. One of the differences between an experienced writer and a novice writer is that an experienced writer can recognize the difference between a good idea and a bad idea. It doesn't mean they know how to come up with a good idea. It just means they can tell that's a good idea or it's a bad idea. Coming up with a good idea is still very, very hard, okay? And so often when you're dealing with a novice writer, and I was definitely like this when I was young, okay? A novice writer will pitch an idea, and the experienced writer will say, okay, that's not a story idea. That's a scene. That's a moment, or that's a joke, but it's not an idea. And it's hard to understand. That can be learned, but in the beginning, it's really hard to tell the difference. Many of you know that I have a passion project that I've been working on for years, and it's called The Paper Orchestra. It's my first book, okay? And when I was working on it, I would keep my phone, and every time I came up with an idea, I had a list, and I'd write that idea in my list. And then when I was writing a new story, I'd open my phone and consult the list, okay? And I'd look at the list and I go, no, garbage, 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 garbage. Oh, there might be something there, right? And then I start writing that story and I spend a couple weeks on it and they go, no, that's garbage too, okay? And then I toss it out. But every idea that I put on this list I thought was good, it was only when I looked at it later, I go, there's really nothing there. Now, fortunately, when I submit this book to, reviews, I actually got my first review last night, from a review site. And when I submitted the book, my advanced reader copy, I only include the stories that I think are good in my book. There's 17 stories. I only included the good ones. All the bad ones, I wisely left out of the book. Here's my first review. I'm going to pat myself in the back and read it. Those who appreciate the power of simple stories to tell us about human nature, or who are bewitched by a storyteller who has mastered his craft, will find a delightful collection of vignettes, a lovely anthology that strikes a perfect balance between humor and poignancy. Nice. So if you want to know more about my book when it drops in February, go here to sign up. Click support a budding author. Oh, Michael Jamin, author. Keep following me here. Not Michael Jamin, writer. I'm going to go with writer for now, but maybe one day author.